And we are now live. Pele, Montana, who else? Ali, Babe Ruth, of course, Kobe, then LeBron. I'm going to put Serena in there, Serena Williams. Probably Michael Jordan, I'm thinking is the biggest name, at least, because I never watched Babe Ruth and some of these guys. It's hard to relate to at my age, my generation. But to me, Michael is the number one most recognized sports figure. When I visit my relatives in Cyprus or these countries that you don't even think. Um, they all wanted Kobe Bryant jerseys, and back then they all everyone knew who MJ was, and I think The Last Dance it's my favorite documentary. It's funny, everyone on the Facebook group agrees that The
Yep.
Last Dance is the best documentary. Everyone on Twitter disagrees, but I follow up with name some documentaries, so at least they eased off and said it's very good, but still not the best.
Well, what's the best? What are people saying?
Everyone's the most common answer is OJ, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact one, but it's OJ something America.
That's
Um,
not a documentary though.
no, 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 no. There's an OJ series with that was acted and that was good,
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's a
With Cuba Gooding
documentary
Jr.
ESPN did,
Oh, yeah,
as
yeah, yeah. Okay,
and
so they're saying that's
yeah,
better.
and I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna go
Wow,
see
I've
it.
seen it.
Okay, so is this the best documentary in your eyes, The Last Dance?
To me, yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna have a more less pro take on it because I do think that it was kind of like a little of a fluff piece tonight, more so than I wanted because they kind of I don't know they kind of dismissed any trace of conspiracy when it came to the cause of his father's death. I was expecting there to be a little bit deeper um, commentary on that, but I guess they were just saying yeah it didn't happen. David Stern, rest in peace. He went on camera saying it didn't happen, and even my dad, who I was watching it, he was convinced like yeah look see it didn't happen. So I guess it's just I don't know. I just don't not what I expected coming into the episode.
Yeah, I felt something. It was a little emotional. And you think they wanted to really hone in that narrative, like, okay, let's make this documentary better by you feeling more sorry for MJ and you getting really emotional, because I mean it was sad, like watching it. For me, I felt really sad, and you think they wanted you to do that, like feel pity for MJ and really be on his side on this one.
I think so. I mean, obviously, we can all agree that he wouldn't have signed off on this if it was anything more, deeper or sinister than what they showed. So it's not that surprising, but I guess I was expecting something more. But yeah, that's not what happened, and it was basically what everyone has thought, in the mainstream.
To be fair, I didn't do a lot of research on that conspiracy. That's just something we heard. I don't know how much you looked into it, but it just I feel like their side is believable, but I also feel like there's a lot of big question marks. I mean, during they at
Right.
least mentioned it, like there was a gambling investigation, and throughout all this, all of a sudden his father dies and then he retires. It's crazy. I don't, and then the baseball thing is crazy. It's just kind of like, if you retire, I don't know why why you'd play baseball. That still didn't. They explained it, but it still doesn't make sense to me. It's
Yeah, they were saying he didn't play. So the gap between the last time he played baseball was 17 was when he stopped, and then so he hit from 17 to 31. He didn't play baseball at all, and then decides to play like professionally, which is crazy. Like imagine if LeBron did that and was like, okay, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna retire and play for the Dodgers minor league team. Like people would be
well,
like,
the
what?
the Browns needed a tight end for a while. Remember that was
Yeah, but
pretty
that's too. I
high.
mean, if you get injured, you get injured really fast, so
Yeah.
that's not like realistic. But I did notice like when they were talking about the details of his father's disappearance and death, they didn't really like go into too much detail. They just said like, he said he was going down to Fayetteville to visit some family, and then he just so happened to take a nap. Like he pulled over to sleep on the side of the road, which is kind of suspicious. Like why, if you're Michael Jordan's dad, why would you sleep on the side of a freeway? Like why don't you go to a hotel? Like you're rich. And
Yeah,
then they said
beyond
that
rich.
they,
I mean, a hotel,
yeah,
and probably I don't know where he's driving, but I'm sure it's not even that expensive. You know, like just for average income person, let alone
that's
for
not
for
safe.
Mister
Like you're
Air
Michael Jordan's
Jordan.
dad.
You just stay at the most. You know what? Like it's nothing. You get a suite for like pennies to
He
you.
probably could have called in a helicopter if he really wanted
Yeah,
to, like pick
anything.
him up,
Yeah.
and like so that was like kind of weird. And then they said that well he was shot in the chest, and then they didn't really go into like who killed him that much. They just said two 18-year-old men were charged for the killing, and they kind of just moved on with that, and then that was it. So I just feel like there was a lot of details that I don't know if they just didn't want to like go deep into the what happened, but it was just quickly kind of like brushed over, and then everyone just accepted that as what happened. So I don't know. That's just my take
The only thing that
on it.
really stood out to me was that changed my mind about our stance on the conspiracy is why would Stern because this is a big conspiracy it's a lot of things that tie in. It's a big globe
Yeah,
of connecting conspiracies, essentially a lot of events. Why would Stern want to suspend
I don't think he
Michael
suspended him. I
Jordan?
just think he just was like maybe suggested, or maybe Michael made the decision that he just wanted to get away. You know what I mean? I don't think Stern necessarily had any incentive financially or otherwise to suspend him or
Yeah.
not have him in the league. I think it was Michael's decision, maybe based on he was obviously tired of playing basketball. Like he was mentally and emotionally drained.
And
I
so you
think that
learn a brand new sport that you suck at. That's a because the thing with baseball, I know I honestly don't know the minor league that well, but I mean baseball. That's a lot of travel. It's a lot of stretching. I mean it's the whole and I know a lot, not just NBA players, but just the people that go and commentate and analyze and that call the games. Those guys are tired from the NBA. Those guys are tired from flying. It's a
yeah,
crazy schedule, and you're going to Minnesota where it's snowing, and then you're going to sunny California, you're going to Arizona. It's all over the place. You're mentally just foggy, and then on top, these pro athletes are performing, so it's just weird that he played baseball. So you're saying essentially those two are different. The suspension is a little bit shocking, but that doesn't necessarily have to be related with his father's death,
yeah.
which could have been due to gambling debt.
I think it was his choice to leave and his alone. Like I really think he wanted to leave. But my theory is that the reason why he wanted to play baseball in the first place is because he was bored of basketball. Like there was no challenge. He reached the peak of his, profession, and he wanted to something that was challenging that he wasn't good at, and that was baseball. And he wanted the challenge of building himself back up, to an elite level. Um, and he was tired of all the perks. Like he rode the bus. Like if you're in Double A Birmingham baseball, like you're not riding planes. Like you're riding
No
buses to
charter,
games. Like you're not. Yeah, like
charter
I mean,
planes.
it's really low budget, and the fact that he was able to do that, humble himself, and really learn from the ground up. And actually, what's amazing that they said he started off with a 13 game hit streak. Like that's incredible for someone who just comes playing baseball for the first time in over a decade. He has a 13-game hit streak, and then they started throwing him breaking balls, and that's when they kind of exposed the flaws in his game. But before that, like to say that if you told me that he's gonna have a 13-game hit streak in his first time playing professional baseball, like that's unbelievable. Hitting over 200, it's incredible. Actually, if you look back at the statistics.
Yeah, I thought he sucked, but yeah, what they said made sense. Baseball players they work their way up. Even when they
Yeah.
take time off, I forgot what's that pitcher's name. He threw a no hitter. Is old Randy Johnson. When Randy
Oh
Johnson
yeah.
came back, I think he had he played a few games in the minor leagues before. And we're talking about. I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know baseball. I'm pretty sure that dude's a Hall of Famer or he's gonna be.
He is.
Yeah,
He
okay.
is.
So I mean, even that dude when he's like, "Hey, I'm coming back. I'm 41, but I'm coming back." He still had to play minor leagues. So yeah, what they said made sense. So he did pretty good for just changing up. And then And then he comes back though, number 45. Number 45 on the baseball jersey, number 45 on the basketball jersey. He makes a comeback.
Yeah, because he retired. He retired his number, I guess. So then he couldn't wear it unless he like officially unretired it. So then, he decided to do that once they played the Magic. But he was rusty when he came back. What's also worth noting is that we talked about this in previous episodes, but uh, the year that Michael was playing baseball, the year after he retired, Scottie almost guided them to the finals. You know what I mean? Without Michael Jordan, and they were talking about how his leadership was way different. He was a softer leader. He wasn't always on the guys, but like imagine if Scottie beat the Knicks and he didn't quit on them and tarnish his legacy. That's something we should definitely touch upon too. The fact that they drew up the play. Phil drew up the play against the Knicks for Kukoc to get the game-winning shot. Scottie didn't
Great
like
play,
it.
by
He
the
thought it was
way.
disrespectful. Yeah,
But
he
Scotty
hits the
almost
shot,
ruined
wins
it
the game.
because all I'm thinking in
Right.
my head is that
He did ruin it.
but they made the shot. But I meant like
Right, but he ruined it
but
long
him
term
being
for the rest
on
of
the
the
court draws everyone's attention because he's the best player on the team,
Right.
and so he almost screwed it up by then. That they may have shut that play down just because Scotty wasn't on the court, and so I was like, that's a great play, Scotty. You almost screwed this up.
Yeah, I mean, what he really did to screw it up was the chemistry of the team. You know what I mean? Like, it showed how, even though he hit the shot, like, the chemistry afterwards in the locker room was so bad. Like, everyone was like, I can't believe Scotty would do that. Like, it was so out of character. Like, they talk about Bill Cartwright crying, giving a speech. I can't believe you quit
It's
on
like
us, Scotty.
the best person in the class, like the most honest, best student in the class was the one that cheated on the final exam.
Yeah,
And everyone's
right.
just like, no,
Shocked.
like if this person
say
can't
it
do it,
ain't
how am
so,
I supposed
Scotty.
to? How am I supposed to pass this class? How am I supposed to pass biochem?
Right. And everyone knew like that was going to tarnish his legacy. Like everyone just knew automatically he did. Michael calls him, tells him like it was just a stain on his, otherwise, blemishless career. Like he had a great career, but that was definitely something that everyone will always remember him by. And it was just probably a brief moment of weakness, bad judgment, but it is what it is. It's part of his legacy.
And
But it was interesting though that he in the interview he did say like if he had a chance to do it again he wouldn't have changed anything. So I don't know if that's him just being like stubborn and refusing to admit he was wrong, even though
little
years
surprised by what
later.
he said that because that was definitely like a
Yeah,
terrible move.
yeah. I'm
I'm
like you
like,
doubling down on that. Like this is your chance to
but
like
this it's
say
not
I'm
like
sorry.
Phil is a whack coach. Do you remember when was it LeBron? LeBron had that one coach from Princeton. No, was it Kobe? Kobe had that one coach from Princeton, and they were doing a lot of back doors and Kobe.
Tex Winter,
He was a coach one year, I think, on the Lakers.
Luke Walton.
No. I think he coached Was it Princeton or one of the one of the Harvard school. Anyway, you were explaining. He's like, it's a bunch of back doors and stuff. Kobe's like, look, this ain't working when it's a whack coach, But when you have the best coach drawing up a play, and I thought it was a good. I'm like, that sounds like a good play. I don't know why he had that. I guess he just, his emotions got the best of him. I don't know. That was a weird.
Yeah,
That was a
lots
weird
of
thing.
judgment.
How you not gonna listen to Phil Jackson? Like, you guys have a lot of success. Like, I get it when things aren't working, but everything seemed perfect, and it's like, come on.
If he missed it, then it would have been justified. He'd probably be like, all right, he was right. But the fact that he made it made it really bad. It's like,
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was like, dude, you got to be part of this play so you can at least the defense is gonna be like, okay, where's Scottie Pippen? Like, he's the best player. Like, that's part of it.
Yeah.
But there's not enough time for he's just like, all right, whatever, let's go with the next man up. I love other than that part, which is what it is. Like, we just the conspiracy is what we were waiting for, but it didn't happen. They brushed over it, which is okay. It is. We're still blessed to have this great documentary, to have something to watch. I think everything else was done well. And I love, they definitely covered the Steve Kerr punch, which I mean I definitely wanted to see. So that was great when Steve Kerr
Yeah.
stood up for himself, punched Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan socked him in his eye, and their relationship got even better after that. They became closer. I love that story. Some people still don't know that.
Yeah.
Yes, Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr.
Right. But I think that says a lot about Steve Kerr's character, like even though he's obviously physically, not as strong as Michael, he's just a role player, but he refused to get bullied. Like he had enough and he was willing to stand up to the best player, greatest player ever and live to tell about it. You know what I mean? And the best part about it is if he earned Michael's respect by doing it. You know what I mean? And that says a lot about Steve Kerr, in my opinion. That's what makes him a great coach.
Do you notice? It's kind of weird how I didn't notice, but do you notice now that Steve Kerr's coaching on the Warriors, how he kind of took pieces of the triangle with their amazing
Yeah,
passing? And it's just weird how I never really thought that until started watching this documentary, because the Warriors were kind of they were an explosive like passing team, and then when Steve Kerr came, he took it to the next level, and their passing is amazing. They're the unselfish basketball, and I see it a lot now that I'm watching these old games with Phil Jackson.
definitely. I mean, there has to be an influence from. I mean, if you think about it, Steve Kerr has learned from some of the greatest basketball coaches and minds of all time. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So he's probably has the most successful overall career. Like he's been successful as a player in the front office as the Saints. No, excuse me, the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns GM, and then now as the Warriors coach. So he's done it at every single level, and he's been successful at every single level, and that has to be because of all the great minds he's been around and teams he's been a part of. So, but yeah, the one thing I did, the theme of these the 7 and 8, mostly 8, was the fact that Michael would use any slight he could to motivate himself. You know what I mean? Even if it was not even real, like when they showed him playing it against that the Washington Wizards, that whoever that was, LeBradford
bullets
Smith,
back
yeah,
then, I
Bullets
guess.
in '93, LeBradford Smith, who went off on him for 37 points, and then he told the media that LeBradford after the game said, "Nice game, Mike," and put his hand around, over his shoulder and was basically trying to punk him. And then so he used that as motivation, even though it wasn't even real. Like that never even happened. And he told his teammates it happened. And he's like, I'm going to get back and I'm going to score 36 points in the first half. And he did it. He did it the next day. So this just shows how crazy and psychotic he is. And like he needed that extra motivation to take his game to the next level to be Michael. You know what I mean? Because I think he was just so good that he was just bored. Like he gets bored of being like just regular playing. He needs like that edge, and that's what he had to do.
Yeah, I can understand that a little bit, because like I can't really copy. When I made beats, everyone was like, make this type of beat. I always would try to. I tried and I could never do it. I'd make something myself, and it was either really crappy or really good, and it was depend. And you see with what we do with the YouTube and stuff, we try a lot of different things because we get bored of the same exact thing, and so we're trying different things. We're trying that Madden thing, and yeah, after he won 3, I was like, okay, Bird didn't do it, Magic didn't do it. Now he did it. It's like, all right, where's the motivation? Like,
Right.
he did everything, and then the strike happened though. This is just so weird that all these events happen, sort of like a movie. Like you can't even script it. Baseball strike was happening during
Yeah.
Michael's baseball career. And then he's like, "You want to eat some pancake and pancake?"
And then BJ Armstrong's challenging him, trying to punk him, like, yeah, you don't have it anymore. But then he's like challenging him to a pickup game at the practice facility. And then that's how it kind of starts back up again,
They both
And
knew, like deep down, they
yeah,
both kind of like their subconscious knew what was gonna happen at the end of that day. But they were
yeah,
both kind of surprised, like, "Oh, he called me. Oh, he wants to have breakfast. Oh, he wants to invite me to the practice facility. Oh, I brought a pair of shorts. Oh, okay. Oh, he's talking trash, but he's
They
just
knew where it
joking.
was going.
Okay, I
They
can make
knew
a
what was
jump
gonna
shot. I
happen.
can make another jump shot, and then then it just like, all right, yeah, they
He
knew.
knew what he was doing.
Because when you got that
He knew what
itch,
he was
and you're
doing.
talking about Michael Jordan here, he's got that. He's got that competitive nature. He wanted to play. Yes, that's why he hit
Sure.
up Armstrong in the first place.
Oh yeah, he knew where it was gonna lead. But so he does come back, and he is a little rusty, and they lose. They lose to Shaq and a young Penny Hardaway and Horace Grant.
That was a hell of a team though. Let's not
Yeah,
like when the Magic drafted Shaq and man, that was a whoo, that team was really good. Wait, was Grant Hill on the Magic? That came little
yeah, he
late.
was. They traded him. So once Michael left and he was playing baseball, the next year they traded him to the Magic. So Horace Grant to the Magic, and then they kind of that's when the Pippen led team lost without him. You know what I mean?
No, Grant Hill was it.
No, I'm talking about Horace Grant.
What about
Grant Hill
Grant?
was
When
on
did
the
Grant Hill
Pistons.
start? But was it what team? I don't even know what. I'm
He was
asking.
on the Pistons, Detroit Pistons.
He never played on the
Grant Hill.
Magic.
He did later
That's
on
way
in
later.
his career.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah, but he was
asking.
already past his prime. He
Got
was
you.
injured, but he signed a big free agent deal. Him and I believe Tracy McGrady. Yeah.
And then Penny Hardaway, did he start having injuries? Like wasn't his career cut short or?
Yeah, he did. He did. After they lost to Michael Jordan in the 90 when he came back, the year he came back, then he started having injuries and kind of derailed his career. But Penny was on track to becoming like the next face of the league. Like he was a superstar, like something we've never seen before. And it's unfortunate that his career kind of got cut short. But when he was in his prime, Penny was like the next Michael. If you would go back into that time period.
And what? Oh, so we talked about Horace Grant. We talked about Steve Kerr. What are those? Another big point.
There's Scott Burrell as well. So like Scott Burrell was someone that he kind of would pick on a lot. Took him under his wing. Would just like basically clown him in every practice, just ride him. But Scott Burrell would always take it like a man. He'd never come back at Michael. Um, but I guess they all the teammates say that he was a jerk. Yes, like he pushed you. He crossed the line multiple times, but at the end of the day, like he was doing it so they could win, and that's what the ultimate goal was. Because Scotty couldn't make a win like as the leader, as the alpha dog. So you kind of see where the difference lies. Like Michael's tenacity was the difference between potentially winning a championship or getting beat by the Knicks in the semifinals. You know what I mean? Like that, you need that extra edge to push you over the top. And Kobe was the same way. Like he had the same style, and he got that from Michael. And now we know that they had a really close relationship. So I'm sure that he picked his brain about what worked, what leadership style, and he decided to use that in his career as well, which propelled the Lakers to multiple championships.
You gotta push. You gotta push everybody. Sometimes people can't be pushed too much, so everyone's different. But yeah, he definitely pushed everybody. Overall thoughts. Man, I love this. I love this entire documentary, and I loved
What about the Space
episode
Jam
7
part?
and
Like,
8.
you didn't think that was cool?
That
Like when
was
the
ins-
Warner
Wait.
Brothers studio,
Okay,
they
so
built him a dome, and then flew people in, and he would film from 7 a.m. to like whatever in the afternoon, and then play hardcore games against the best players, Reggie Miller, Rock. Like that's
that's so
insane.
much
Like no one
money
could do
because it's
that.
like if you build him that facility, it's got to be NBA regulation. Like
Oh
he ain't gonna
yeah,
practice
nothing
on
less.
some high like so it's got to be people that know what they're doing. They build that, they open it up. And he's got all the weight training there. He's got his trainer there. Now this
Yep.
part, how did you? Is it just the appeal? How did you really get all those dope athletes to go out there and play like Reggie Miller?
What's Michael like? He's a superstar, man.
Just
Like
has the
they
pool
they were
like
talking. Yeah, he's the pool. Like he's like the Godfather. You know what I mean? If he says, "Come here, meet me here," they're going. Like he's flying them out. He doesn't have to pay for anything. You know what I mean? Or they don't have to pay for anything. And they were saying it became a thing. Like the thing was during that time. you go play against Michael at the Warner Brothers set. So it was probably like the cool thing to do at the
No, it's the
time, like
best
for
pickup
clout.
game ever.
Yeah, ever like
You
legendary.
cannot
You know what I
beat
mean?
that. You Reggie Miller
Yeah.
and all those guys playing shirts and skins. Like what the hell? No refs. Like that's so sick.
Yeah, like those were the stories that you could tell. And then they were saying that Michael would use these sessions as a scouting report for the next season. Like, oh, like Chris Mullen likes to do this. Like Reggie Miller, he was doing this. So he was, even though they thought it was just like a pickup game, he was using it against them, like, to beat them. And they probably weren't even thinking about that, but he had people like taking notes for him, like about their tendencies and what they like to do. And if you're a competitor, like you want to compete against the best. And Michael Jordan, if he calls you to play, you're gonna cop on a flight and you're gonna play, no matter where that is. If you really love the game and you're really a true competitor.
Yeah, that was the spot. And then is Bill Murray on the set and all those green systems. I think me and you love the greens. You know, I'm a green screen freak. That's all I did when I was a film school student. And so from what I
Yeah.
remember, the first time I've seen a green screen was Space Jam because they used to use a blue screen in the early '90s. And then
Why does it have to be green?
now
Just
you could
curious.
pick any color. They try to pick a color that's not common. And
Okay.
so it used to be blue, but everyone has blue eyes and people wear blue
Ah,
jeans. And so they're
got
like,
it.
okay, whoever invented this is a complete idiot. And so let's make it an ugly green, a green that nobody
That makes
has.
sense.
Huh?
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
that's why the green isn't. It's not like a green that you see normally. You know, it's this crazy, like bright, like ugly green that just
Puke
stands out.
green.
No one's usually coming in wearing that type of green, and so that's
Mm.
why they picked that. And that's the first time I've seen green. And ever since that movie, it's not become. They stopped using blue screen, and it's become green screen. And let's see, Space Jam 2 is coming out, huh? With
I don't
LeBron.
know about that. I think it's a big risk. I mean, I think people will love it regardless, just because there's no
I'm
sports and
watching
like.
it. I'll tell you that.
I know we're watching it. I'm just saying, like it has a high bar to live up to. So the fact that LeBron was even ballsy enough to like go after Michael Jordan's movie franchise legacy is pretty ballsy. So I'm rooting for it. Klay Thompson's gonna be in it. Obviously, I'm a Warriors fan, and I'm excited to see that. And I think we need it. The kids need to see what it was all about. The new generation.
Yeah, so I'm expecting some weird things with the new Space Jam 2 movie. I'm expecting like a scene where like all these everything in the imaginary slash cartoon world pops up, like hundreds of characters. So I think Pennywise from It is gonna be in there, and
Whoa.
some other crazy like just all these characters come up, and who knows what else we might see. Maybe a little Michael Jordan. I don't know, little Michael Jordan cameo,
Ooh,
something.
you think they can afford him? I don't know. It's gonna be
Well,
hard
just the that's why
after
the
all this.
cameo is cheap. It'll
He has to be in it. He has
like
to
I
be in
would
it.
like for him to be. I think a cameo would be pretty. Like don't overdo it. Just have him at the end. Maybe someone gets hurt, and then Michael Jordan has
Oh
to play
wow,
one play. I don't know.
that would be
I don't know.
pretty
Whatever.
cool.
It's probably gonna suck, but we're all gonna watch it. It's probably gonna be
Yeah,
corny. Probably gonna. I don't like kids movies. I'll tell you that. Like I don't like. I don't watch cartoons or nothing. But I'm watching this one. It's probably never gonna live up to the original Space Jam, but I think it's gonna definitely be worth watching. We'll see. Maybe
we'll
it turns
see.
out good.
Stay
Sounds like a
tuned.
disaster in the making. So I think they already fired the director or something. They had to they basically had to restart the whole movie, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested though. We'll see. I don't have no idea when that's coming out. I don't. My Space Jam knowledge too is very limited. Other than I think Pennywise is in it. So
Where'd
like
you read
LeBron.
that? Are you sure that wasn't fake news?
No, I looked at. It sounded real.
Okay,
Don't I mean I don't know.
I'll
What
take that.
I know? You think I care about
It just
much?
seems like
Yeah.
a random cross reference, but I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's like a scene. There's gonna be a scene where like all these fake characters come in.
All right. Well, look out for that, everybody. Fake characters in Space Jam 2.
Yeah, Julian's most interested topic, his whole podcast is about the green screen. Yeah, that's
Ooh,
that's what he. No, that's what me and Mike use the green screen. So all the old videos you see, Julian, is all from green screen. The Tiger Woods ones we did. Oh, that's another
yes.
big sports figure I didn't name in the beginning.
Mm.
Tiger Woods is, you know,
Tiger Woods,
yeah,
Pacquiao. I'll throw that out there as well.
pack. You know, Mayweather really
Legend.
would be, but he's got a significant like hater. He just never was what Ali was. Like he just
Ali
was.
and
He just
Jordan,
was.
they say, are like the two icons that like their legacies can't be touched.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
people
It's
all
just
universally agree about.
Mayweather, as far as his skills, it's up there. It's up there with them, but he's just not beloved. He's not.
He's not.
He has,
He's not.
he has a good amount of, he's a good following, a good amount of fans, but there's just the fans that are like, dude, you're a wuss. Like, why, like you talk, you dodge too much. And yeah, he's never going to really have that. I just don't see him as that type of, Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, just really not up there.
He'll never be like a man of the people, like especially
Yeah.
during these times. People don't want to hear about how much money you got or how many
Yeah,
chains and
that's
cash.
annoying too. Like,
Yeah, like that's his whole identity. That's the only thing. That's like the only substance he talks about, and it gets old. Beyond that,
yeah.
there's no depth to him. You know what I mean? So yeah, his legacy isn't great.
Is there anything else we missed in this 7 and 8? I really liked 5 and 6 too. I really liked. I like Rodman. I mean, I like damn near every episode. I'm like on the edge
Well,
of
I
my
think it was
seat.
cool that he won. Against the Sonics with Gary Payton and Kemp.
Dude,
He
just walk
won
by
on
him.
Father's Day.
Okay, George Carl. Yes, and by the way, everyone, happy Mother's Day today. Thank you for tuning
Happy
in.
Mother's
For those of you
Day.
that are live, George Carl, who I always thought was like very cool and very humble and a very good coach. And ever since he wrote that book that came out a few years ago about Carmelo, and it's just no, like it was so
It
weird.
was bad, tone deaf.
And but now that I know, I didn't know that he just walked by Michael Jordan without shaking his hand, and I just had to ask myself, or just without saying hi. I mean, it was like, okay, what's the chance you're not gonna notice Michael Jordan? It's like, bro, come on, you all you're thinking about is Michael Jordan when you know you're facing the Bulls, and so you know what I mean. Like he's just not a guy you walk past. Like it's like, oh, was that Michael?
Wow.
No, like all you're thinking about is Michael Jordan every single day up until that game, every single second. He's the man. He's the leader of the Bulls, and he just walked past him, and that was a mistake. Now, Gary Payton, was he really that good on defense?
Yes, he was a defensive player of the
He's a
year.
Bay Area native. We got a lot
Oakland's
of
finest, Oakland legend. He's the one who taught Jason Kidd how to play, basically. Like
wow,
he made Jason Kidd. They grew up together. And he's a legend out of Oakland. Both of them.
a lot
And
of
he was the defensive player of the year that year. And another thing was pretty funny. Like he was saying, like, yeah, like I should have guarded Michael Jordan the first 3 games because I guess George Karl didn't want to put him on him, to keep his
could be
energy
a
levels
dumb
up. He didn't want.
decision by George Karl.
I
I
know,
mean, in
but
hindsight, yeah, but I mean, what do you think?
yeah.
Okay, just try to put yourself in that. You think that's a dumb? It sounds like a really dumb decision. Don't you want your best guy guarding
Well,
Michael
the
Jordan?
energy level though, it's hard to play both ends of the floor at that
He's the
level. You have to
point
guard
guard. You
Michael Jordan,
need you
yeah,
need him to facilitate and
and
cut and
score.
drive and score.
Yeah, it's not that easy to guard Michael Jordan on one
No.
end and then score and facilitate and do what you gotta do on the other end. But the funny part I was getting at was when they show the interview, Gary Payton's interview to Michael on the, on the
Yeah, the
iPad. He's
iPad.
just
Yeah.
laughing. He's like, I didn't have any problem with it. Like he wasn't even bothered. Like he can't even to this day he can't give anyone credit for like anything. Like you know what I mean? That's how petty
But
he is.
truth be
Like
told, I mean, no
still.
matter what the game plan, Bulls would have won, right? I mean,
I mean, they did win ultimately, but who knows? Like basketball's so crazy. Like little strategic decisions. Like let's say they did put him on
what was the
Michael the first few
series?
games.
What was the
Maybe they win
series? How
two
did
out of
the
three.
series end? Was it
I
four
think it was
two?
4 games to 2. I believe. I might be mistaken, but I believe it was 4 games to 2. So let's say instead of losing the first 3 games, the Sonics, they split. They win, they win 2 out of the first 4. Then that's a whole different series. You know what I mean? So
Then you're
it's
talking about
it
that
can
could be
go
a
either
coin
way.
toss, which you're basically talking about. It could be
Right,
50
right.
50.
Yeah, because you can't win if you're down 0-3. Like, you're gonna lose. You know what I mean? But if you don't lose 3 and you win one of the 2, and then the next one, like, you have a chance if you're 2-2 going into game 5.
Hazelnut is saying Floyd Mayweather is on Mass Singer. Are you talking about little? Who's the? You talking about the Frog? The Frog is Little Bow Wow. I know that for a fact. The Frog is
I
Bow
don't
Wow.
even know the show. I haven't watched the show.
It's one of those dumb, it's all the other ones, but I love it because it really gets my brain flowing on who it is. Cause you got to
No pun intended.
no, it's just like, because all these shows is like it makes me feel dumb. That's why I don't watch a lot of TV. Just it makes like a lot of reality shows. It makes you feel less dumb, and so Masked Singer though is cool because you always get like I knew it was Ninja. I guess Ninja. I don't really know any celebrities, so I only know
Is
like
it? Can you tell
YouTubers.
by their voice or what? How do
When
you
they
know?
talk and they give out clues, but all the
Oh,
clues are very very difficult. Otherwise, everybody would get it'd be so easy.
right,
So the
right, right,
clues are
right.
very they give like 20, 40 clues, and there's so little, and you have that's why you have to really solve it. And you're like, oh, is he tall, or how much does the costume add to the height of the person? And it's cool because they have a huge mix of people. Like Oladipo was in the Masked Singer. Victor
Oh, nice.
Oladipo, Gronkowski was in there. Just a bunch,
And they're singing, so Mayweather might be singing
Well, they could
hypothetically if he.
it could be like Little Bow Wow's doing all rap songs. He's doing MC
Oh,
Hammer, yeah, Gronk was super obvious. Lil Wayne was on there. That was super obvious, is when he
do
started.
they disguise their voice or is it
So
their
when they
actual voice?
perform, it's their voice. Now, because I'm an
Okay,
audio engineer, some of the performances are really good quality. So I'm thinking they at least perform a track in the studio. But that's their real voice. That's
okay,
not disguised. And then they
right.
perform it, but it's probably a mix between a track and a live performance. But still, that's their real voice. Then when they talk, they say like a couple sentences. That's with the disguise. They got
Got it,
like a Saw, like the Saw movie, they have a really good voice disguiser on there. So
got
it's
it.
like you can't tell who it is by that. But sometimes people's mannerisms you can tell. Their height, obviously. There's some ones that are really tough. But yeah, I guess Ninja. I couldn't guess Victor Oladipo was of course kind of tall. And then you got to know Nick Cannon's the host. Nick Cannon I think is 6'3" or something. And so
I have
you
no
you got to
idea.
see when he stand next to him how tall they are.
Got it. Okay, interesting. I have to check that out.
Yes, I mean, sometimes you're bored, you're locked out. That show, I recommend that show. It's a good one. Like, and they have, like I said, they have a good variety. They got like celebs that you probably don't care about, and then they got athletes and YouTubers and stuff. So it's cool. But I don't know what the heck. I think it's Floyd. I can hear his voice. The oh yeah, they had Sarah Palin. No, that's not Floyd Mayweather. That's a Little Bow Wow.
Tell him
I
to
can
read a
tell.
cue card or something. Then you'll find out.
Oh no, it's Little Bow, bro. There's a jet. There's a jet in there. There's a Japan Tokyo Drift. There's a jet from
Oh,
when
that's
there's a
him for
jet from
sure.
where he faked to be on
The fake.
the
Oh,
plane,
that's him for
and
sure.
then
That's guaranteed.
remember that movie he wanted to be like Mike, or what's that movie called? The
Yeah, like Mike.
like Mike, yeah, I think there's a knight, and the team was the knights.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's
Okay.
like
It's
and
here. It's
oh,
obvious.
and he even and then when they brought out a food, it was a catfish. And
Oh
the
yeah.
most popular that every I hate that show Catfish, but every time I see it on, I'm like, oh, is Little Bow Wow gonna come at the end? That's like all like that's what when I hear Catfish, that's all I think about is Little Bow Wow. Yeah, it's funny how he was in that movie, a basketball movie, bringing it back to our original topic, like Mike. So it's like,
Full circle, everybody.
yeah, that is not Mayweather. Mike indirectly worked with Floyd Mayweather for this giveaway, and
Oh my god.
Mike had to really convince me to enter this contest, and I stayed up day and night, and I designed Floyd Mayweather shoes. Let me see if I can bring it up. This is good. It's good
It's
time,
for a
right?
company I used to work for, Talent House. They were a startup in Palo Alto. It was one of my first jobs in Silicon Valley. So basically, it was a artist platform. So there'd be contests. So this contest was design a shoe for Floyd Mayweather, and so all these artists from all over the world would submit their entries, and then this is pretty funny. So Floyd, he was supposed to pick the winner, but he never did, and then they
Because he
just
went to
like faked
jail.
it.
He did that small jail stint.
But they
Um,
couldn't have faked it. Like, oh yeah, he picked this one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they
Seriously,
could
he's
have
got a
easily.
team. Like it could have been.
Yes, like he could have just been
I
like,
mean,
here's
really, like it's cool. Like if I really got the actual Floyd Mayweather to pick it, but people know, like this is a celebrity. Like it's cool if you fake it.
he's not
Like,
looking at hundreds of shoes. Like, there's no way he's
dude, it could have
wasting
been
time.
a random. I don't care. Just like finish this. Wait, couldn't
Right.
your company couldn't do that, huh? Because it needed Floyd's team.
Well, legally, probably not. But yeah, someone had to sign off on it, like officially, and I guess no one could do that. So they're just like, all right, well, no one won. So that was kind of janky, but it is what it is. But the funny part is that the shoe that you designed became a really popular
Oh yeah, you
design
kept
with,
showing me like,
you know
look
what
at
I
these people.
mean?
So I got the shoe up.
Louboutin shoes.
Everyone's I
Louboutin.
got the shoe up right here. It's got hard work on one sole and dedication on the other, and it's got these spikes. And this is I was always really good at Photoshop, but I've got way better since then. And doing each one of these spikes on Photoshop was a lot of work. I know I'm copy pasting, but still, there's like 150 spikes. Um,
Wow, I can't believe you put that much detail.
you came over to my house, bro, and you're like,
I thought you were gonna win, man.
I was like,
I
I didn't
believe
sleep. You were like, I knew you'd be able to cope. The Mayweather Diablos.
Yeah,
They're
and they
so,
ended up becoming the inspiration to Charles Louboutin shoes that a lot of celebrities wear. Tyreek has worn them
that's so
several
weird,
times.
huh?
Yeah, yes.
I'm not like fashion designer. Like, I enjoy like
Put them
cool.
side by side. Put them side by side if you can.
What I don't
It's
even. What do I
crazy.
search for?
Louboutin, like Charles Louboutin, the red bottom shoes, like that brand. So like they're men's slip-on shoes from that brand, and it has like the spikes on it. I don't know how you can search that,
But
but
they're the.
you'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Ask Rosa how to spell
Oh, there they are.
it. Yeah,
There's
yeah, it's
ones right
pretty easy.
here.
Yeah, yeah, like
Um,
spike shoes. Just put those slip-on. You know what I mean?
Bonanza. Well, these ones are kind of rhinestones, but they are red too. So
But there was ones with spikes, like literally the exact same design. Like it became a thing,
here's another
which
one
is
with spikes. But no, you showed me some that look just.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
these ones
Those are
are
the ones.
loafers. These ones I found.
Yes, loafers. They're the loafers. Yes. How crazy is that? Like you were before your time.
But
Like
I'm
these
not
weren't
even
even a
like
thing.
fashion designer though. It's just
I
so.
know,
But
but those came out like 2 years after you designed that. Like it became a thing, which is weird.
weird as so the picture on your contest was Mayweather in a red leather with the spikes.
Right. So that's how you got the inspiration, right?
Yeah, and so I was like, like that's what I did. It's just funny how people don't do simple things like that. And I was like, look, he's wearing red leather spikes. I'm gonna design something to match what he's wearing right now, and he could put
Genius.
that on. And that's
You
like,
could have had a career as a shoe designer, maybe.
how many contests did you guys have to stop? Was that regular? Was that
That was the only one that like did it. He didn't fall
so
through.
weird?
Like
I put all my effort into that, and then he went to jail, and I think he only went like a week in jail or something, but
no, it was
it
3 months.
was 3 months.
It was
Yeah, he
yeah,
copped a plea deal. It was some domestic
yeah.
violence, and he just said, he basically he went on radio and said he didn't do it, but he just copped the plea just because it was the easy way out. He didn't want to drag family members through it, and I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even care that much, but I was very, because I did this giveaway, I wanted to know what the hell's going on. Like, Floyd, come on, what you got? Like, at least let me know why can't you pick a winner? And the prize was huge. It was like few
It's so cool.
$1,000s or 50,000, something crazy,
And they were
5,000.
like gonna make a
Um,
prototype of the shoe or
yeah,
something.
it
I
was
don't
gonna
even
make the
know. It was like
shoe.
something
We were
crazy.
gonna get like a whole spread in his magazine that he's working
Yeah,
with, and back then we weren't popular, Fantasy Couch. I mean, we were like desperately trying to make it, like trying to do anything, and so with this, if that shoe got on, then we would have been
yeah, that
very.
would have been it.
Yeah, I mean, we were banking on this, and it would have been very. I think I would have probably finished like top 5, top 10. I wouldn't have won because it's one of those things where you got to get people to vote. But who knows? Like
Who
you never
knows?
know. I mean, you worked there. I mean, maybe you could have been like, oh man, I just heard a good way where you could get more votes. I'm like, look, I'm on it. I'm on the computer all
I would
day.
have tried to cheat. I would have tried to cheat for sure. Got the doctor, the boat.
Especially
You
if
know
you
what I
knew
mean?
you would have worked at way like different companies later. Like at the time, that was
Yeah,
an important job to you. But if you
right.
knew you were gonna leave too, like why not? Let's go. I mean, come on, fancy couch. Let's cheat. Let's do something.
Exactly.
It's
I
a
would have tried.
anyway. It's just a
Something.
popularity contest. Anyway, it's whoever can get the most votes was that. And then after
Yeah,
that, I think Floyd selects
yeah.
who it
It's
was.
okay. It's fine.
It's cool.
What could have been?
It's a cool
Yeah,
story.
it's a good
I
story.
have
Good
the
story, man.
I'm looking at the shoe right now. It looks really good. Like
It is still good today. If you came out with that today, if you put that on sale right now on the website, on the Louboutin website, it would sell out.
yeah.
And if you put Mayweather's name on it, it might, who
It's
knows?
pretty sick. I don't know if AB was on the Masked Singer. I didn't watch the first season, but yeah, it's pretty good. I guessed Wayne Brady too. I guessed that one. I remember him from Chappelle, and Chappelle, that was an amazing show. And yeah, so Wayne Brady was on there, and there's probably some other athletes that I can't think. They had like they had a skate ice skate figure skater. They had a snowboarder, a skier. Like I said, they had Gronk, Oladipo. Yeah, they got a cool mix on there. Any other Last Dance?
No, I think we covered it all
So now I'm
for
I'm I'm
now.
officially a Twitch streamer. No, I think I officially retired, but I like Twitch though. It's fun. I'm gonna give it that. We
I
played
enjoyed it.
we played a game of Madden on there on Twitch, and it was a lot of fun. Julian was there, Mike was there. I mean, it was shockingly like really fun and really intense. It was like like a fantasy football, like a playoff game. Just watching week 14 or week 15 of the games.
Definitely.
I mean, it's of course not as awesome, but for now, it seemed like that. For that moment, that's how it seemed to us. That's how intense it was. And yeah, man, this Madden League thing, it's been up and down. It's been hectic, but it's something new and something very different. And so I'll be editing that video and put it on there. And Andrew Nelson, he said I was there. Yeah, that was a crazy one. Apparently, Twitch is great for streaming. It's amazing for streaming games and a lot of things. People do a lot of different streams. Everything else it seems to suck on because they apparently my video doesn't exist there anymore because I didn't check this box. Like I didn't know. It's my first time on Twitch. Like I don't know. That's just to me it
I thought
feels
it
kind of dumb.
automatically would
I
save
mean,
it. I
yeah.
don't know
Why
why you would
not?
have to
Why
like
not have
check a
me?
box. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
make
it should
sense.
make me uncheck the box. Like
Yes, yes. Like uncheck it
so
if you don't
this is
want
what
it. But
YouTubers told Twitch is like, you guys are great at streaming, but have you ever thought of people to make like highlights and have video clips and and consumable because people stream for like 4-10 hours. Like not
yeah.
everyone has the time to watch someone play Fortnite for 7 hours. So they're like, oh, we never thought of that. Like, what are you guys idiots? Like, you just gonna let YouTube do like win and everything? Like they're just so dumb there, and it's just like I mean it's like it is, but it's like I stream on Twitch, I go there, I Google all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I know how to make a highlight and I know how to download my videos. Oh, it's not there because you didn't check this box before that automatically saves. I'm like, what? It like why wouldn't it just automatically say like at least like keep it for a week or a day or a month? Like. It should just automatically keep it, I feel like. Even just keep it privately, but whatever. That game was amazing. 5 people watched it. And It is what it is. It was fun while it lasted. I really wanted to save that game. Um, but yeah, it's all good. This one more we got next week, Mike.
I'm ready. The last dance of the last dance. Let's
Episode
finish it
9
off
and 10.
strong.
So guys, I'm working on a lot of content. I've actually hopped on a podcast. I have a lot of ideas for the podcast and whatnot. But this will be the last one we'll be doing. We will be doing mock drafts. The Madden League Part 2, that's coming out. We simulated the games. Me and Mike hopped on the sticks, each representing a team. Can't let you know what happened because it'll spoil it. But we're gonna put that up and lots of other content coming your way. Make sure you guys subscribe to both YouTube channels, Fantasy Couch Podcast. It's free. It'll only take a second, and it's a great way to help support us. Right now, times are tough. It's dark times. And that's if you guys want to support your favorite content creators, your favorite sports content creators, favorite fantasy football guys, make sure you do subscribe to both our YouTube channels. It helps a lot. You can check out the podcast. It's on everything: Spotify, Google, Apple. Leave a review. Hit this video with a
Smash the
thumbs
like
up.
button.
Smash the dislike too. It's good too. People don't know that. You can smash a dislike if you hate it.
Just smash it. Just smash something.
Yeah, if you hate Michael Jordan, smash the dislike. If you hate me and you like Mike, just pick a random one to smash. So smash one of them. I'm telling you right now. Hit it. YouTube loves it. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back. Peace out.